much and good evening, everyone. I was already introduced. My name is Anton and I've been working in the games industry since 2004. And I worked on interesting projects like Metro 2033, The Witcher, Stalker, Unigine Benchmarks, and many other games in various roles. I'm currently signing indie games for 1C for global publishing, and this is my photograph. I've been working very hard all this many years, and I've gained a lot of experience, which I'm very happy to share with you. So, what has been going on in the industry in the last 5-7 years is that the tools and the talent have become globalized and available to everyone. So the best tools are available to every single developer everywhere in the world. That didn't used to be the case, but it is the case now. And the talent has also globalized. The access to education, the simplicity of the usage of tools have become a global phenomenon. I have seen great games developed everywhere in the world, from Latin America to China to Korea, basically anywhere in the world you can find an indie developer with a great title. Another thing that happened, and I think Alan spoke a lot about it, how the marketplaces opened their doors to the indie content and it has become easy to publish a game or make it available through a digital web store, and it's even possible for indie developers now on consoles. So what it has led to is that indie games happened, and there are tons of them, and many of them are great, and every day we have over 500 games being released for every platform, which is an insane number, and this results in the crisis of visibility, crisis of differentiation for the titles, and just so many failed launches. I think statistics is that 99% of indie games are failing. So, the marketing for indie games is basically dead because you cannot really do anything. The only place you have left is the marketplace itself to make your game available to consumers and advertise it. And therefore, it's a good idea to try and maximize the outcome and try to engage as many people as going to visit your Steam page or your marketplace page in a different store. Yeah, you need to maximize your chances for success. And I'm going to share with you a few hints which might seem simple to some of you guys who are very experienced, who have been publishing games before, but most indie developers are not following this very simple rules, and they are failing in many cases because they're not following them. It's always a great idea to get a publisher and have a publisher take care of things for you, but if you do not want to get a publisher because you're very greedy, or you or you just can't get one, then it's a good idea to try and do at least what you can to make your game more visible. And a good place to start is a name for a project. Here is a good example of a bad name for your game project. This game is called DGU, and I couldn't even get it right when I was writing it myself in the slides. It's not possible to find this game, it's not possible to remember the name of this game. And as a result, this game is getting really small visibility. And the developers who have published this game, they approached me a few months ago and they're like, Anton, could you please do something with this game? And I said, not really, not anymore. It has already been failed completely. So a good name, something catchy, is a great idea. Very simple, as you can see, not many people are actually doing that. All right, so then a very important thing to work on is a great description for your game on Steam. A lot of developers completely ignore that. They are trying to copy AAA title descriptions, which is completely wrong, because everybody knows what the triple games are about and what kind of gameplay is expected, but nobody knows anything about your game. And you really need to start somewhere with a very basic description of what your game is, what kind of genre it is. Use the right keywords, references, and try to package that in a short description, because in most cases this is the only thing that the gamers will ever find out about your game. This is a core thing to work on, because nobody has time to read longer descriptions. Make sure your short description is great, informative, and you have packaged everything you wanted people to know about your game in that short description. And then, of course, work on the long one for those who have time to read it. All right, the next thing is features. It's very hard to develop a good list of like 5-6 features for your game, but you have to do it. And you also have to invest your time in researching the expectations, the keywords, and you have to use the right language. And the features are one of the most important things for you when you're working on the presentation of your game. Just like the description itself, because you're later going to use them for many other things. And many people only read the feature list. They're like, FPS game, oh, I'm not interested in FPS, goodbye. All right, so another very important thing is the trailer, and almost no one except for publisher and very successful developers are doing the trailers right. What developers are usually doing is, again, they're trying to copy AAA trailers, trying to put some beautiful music in there, and start with logos and company logos and things like this. This is all wrong for an average indie game. Because no one's going to hear your music, Steam video is going to start without a music, and the person's probably watching it at the workplace. He will never hear your music and dialogues. So make sure that the first 10 seconds package as much information about your game and the gameplay with narrated descriptions as possible, because most probably the first 10 seconds of your video are going to be the seconds that the people will ever see. All right? Definitely add subtitles, because people will not have the music on, people will not have the sound on. And don't invest in voiceover for your trailer. Leave it to the AAA games, bigger titles, or I don't know, someone who has the money and time for it. And then, important thing about the description itself and the features is that they really have to be very honest. Don't try to be something you are not. And you have to explain the essence of your game in a very simple terms, and give people the understanding of what it is without trying to pretend, because otherwise that's, even if you convince them, then they buy the game, they put you in negative review, your score goes down and your sales go down. So the description has to be honest. However, don't forget to add any kind of beef you can get. If you have good review, make it visible. If you have a nomination for an award, it's actually as good as an award. Put it in there as an award. Just put nomination, best game, GDC 2017, something like this. It's all honest, but it attracts a lot of attention. People love those things, and they spend more time on your page reading about the game, because the game has been featured by events, or got the awards, or something like that, or got a review, or got a quote, or got something that is meaningful. All right, here's another example with a quote from Polygon about the game, that this game is like interesting or whatever. Just try to get as graphical as possible, and make sure it's as visible as possible on your page. All right, and if you do everything right, and your Steam page is looking great, try to link all of your traffic onto the Steam page. Don't bother making a website. Don't bother putting resources and promoting any other locations. Just make sure that all your traffic goes through the Steam page, and you have the Steam page ready early so that people could wishlist your game, People could share direct link to your marketplace page, and hopefully this is going to result in extended sales for you or faster sales, because when people have your game in the wish list and it comes up, that's an extended opportunity to get promoted for you, because people will get a pop-up banner. Maybe you will be successful and rich like this guy. Again, try to really get a publisher. Try to not be too greedy. Try to get some help. Try to get some professional help from the publishers. But if you can't, there's a service called Unoya and many other services like that, which can help you reach out to press, publishers, and provide an extended visibility for your game. Just use all these free services, as many of them as you can. Submit your game everywhere. Every single small bit of promotion or recognition or a post in social media or anything is very, very vital for you. And all of this is a full-time job. So one of you has to, if you're an indie team, have to develop the game during the day, and then all night you have to promote it and send it to everyone. That's another reason why getting a good partner is a good idea, because many developers just break their back, or they develop a good game and then they no longer have the energy to promote it, to do even those simple steps, because they feel, oh, I'm so tired, don't really have the energy to write a good description. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.